Welcome to the Some Laugh podcast.
It could be like, oh, that was some laugh, or there was just some laughs.
Some laughs.
Well, no promising all laugh.
No, there's going to be some.
It's some laugh.
Yes.
Yes.
It feels good. I'm in the fucking hot seat this week.
Fuck you, Mark. The kids are
Baby.
in charge.
For our audio listeners, I'm in the yellow seat.
For the audio watchers, I'm here as well.
Audio watchers.
That's
The
right.
audio watchers.
You want to kind of stop blocking your face?
Oh
a
yeah,
bit?
sure. Sorry, I'm it's
Do
good.
this.
For the video listeners.
Set me up.
There we go. This is great. I feel like I'm in a whole different podcast because I'm in this wee chair now. I feel like I've got the power.
Yeah, it's gone right to your head, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Is that the leader? Is that the leader seat?
This is Marc's chair.
Shit.
He usually leads.
It's a shame
Breaking
he's
necks
dead.
and cashing checks over there.
Yeah, man.
I
And now
like
it
you.
feels like I need to lead as well,
Yeah.
which I don't like.
What would you
doing.
like us to discuss today, Steve?
I'm not a natural leader.
No,
No,
I'm an
that
Aries.
is fair to say.
Natural leader of Aries. Not to get back into
Not
this.
get
We're the
back
leaders.
Get back
Yeah.
into the Scorpio chat. What are you, an Aries?
I'm an Aries natural leader. Ram. A sheep.
It's funny that
Ram
the
is-
listeners think you're obsessed with horoscopes. 'Cause
Yeah.
every time you come on, we talk about it.
Ram's quite like quite a gothic symbol.
Quite heavy metal, the Ram.
Quite
Right?
heavy metal in it.
Very heavy metal.
So not
man.
like the Rams of Death. Is that not a band?
Rammstein.
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 There's no Rams of Death. There's a Stormtroopers of Death. It's a metal
There's a
band.
Lamb of God.
There's
There's a Lamb of
the
God.
Eagles of Death metal,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
aren't death.
They're not
They're
dead.
not Rams either.
They're fucking liars.
Now, what is it? What is it? Slipknot fans say about Rams?
Maggot.
Maggots.
Call
What is it
themselves
Slipknot fans say about Rams?
What is it they're always
That's
saying?
like do Android's dream of electric sheep kind of thing.
Did they not say something like, "Oh, rat, like, we are the Rams"?
We are the Rams. I think that's Derby County fans that say that. You've mixed them up with Slipknot fans.
Did they not bring in like wee heads, ram heads?
Away, 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 away. We are the Rams. We are
We
the
are the
Rams.
That's Slipknot, innit?
That's Slipknot, isn't it?
That's
That's it.
Slipknot, innit?
Slipknot Ultras.
We are the Rams. They don't say that.
Chris would know this.
Chris, you would
about
know this.
Slipknot.
Yeah, no, but it's like
You go to the cat house.
I've been twice, and the first time it was to see a band, and the second time my last partner was like, "Let's go to the cat house. It was so fun." I was like, I was never really that type. I was never an emo. I was a metalhead,
Right.
and it is a metal place, but it was no my type of metal. It was like deathcore, screamo shit.
Right.
I'm
And you're
more-
not into that?
I'm more of a thrash guy. I
Okay,
like
what's the
thrash.
difference? Explain
We'll
it
get
to me.
there.
As
We'll get
if,
podcast.
as if I'm an idiot. Okay, pretend that I'm an idiot.
like I'm 5.
All right, so thrash metal started in America in the 90s.
Don't need the history.
Immediately lost faith in this bit.
But you don't need the history behind it. Well, give us a bit of the history.
Yeah, so the thrash metal started in the 80s in the kind of Bay Area with people like Metallica, Megadeth,
Dalgety
Slayer,
Dalgety Bay.
Dalgety Bay, Weems Bay.
You're an idiot.
Doe. Actually hurt. It's kind of like based on new wave of British heavy metal that came out of the Midlands and the North of England.
New metal.
No, the original new
Derby's
metal.
back
Limp
in.
Bizkit.
Yeah, Derby. Yeah, it'd be cunts for Derby. And then it was kind of like
What year are we talking about here,
this
Chris?
is like the 1979 coming into like 1985 thrash metal, and then obviously it had its commercial peak in the early 90s. Whereas
Obviously.
deathcore's more like and it's
Screaming.
like, yeah.
Was that the guitar? or
To
was
my
that the-
uncultured ears, they all sounded quite similar to this
Yeah, I
examples.
thought they were similar. Was that the guitar or the person singing when you were doing those noises?
All three.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to
One
tell the
man band.
difference. Yeah, it's like one of those guys with the drum on his
You're
back.
like a banda man.
I'm just, yeah, deathcore's just like a band of man for sure.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I don't know.
You're not really yeah, metal, you're more of a Arctic
Nah.
Monkeys kind of guy.
Yeah, but you've got like an encyclopedic knowledge of kind of all music, all genres.
That's a big claim.
That's a big, massive claim.
You know, I'll like try and impress you. I'll be giving you a lift through to Edinburgh, and I'll be like,
Listen to this fresh new sound.
"You ever heard of the Raytones?"
This is
or-
Oasis. Are we going to talk about the ratings, are we?
What are they called?
Right, so Liam sent me. We all like Arctic Monkeys.
We all like Liam with now.
We all like Liam with
We all like Liam. We all
I do
like
a
the Arctic
podcast with him
Monkeys.
about music called Enjoy an Album.
I can name every Arctic Monkeys member.
Go for it.
Do you want me to prove it?
Yeah.
Go on, son.
Alex Turner.
One.
Matt Helders,
2,
Nick O'Malley,
3.
Jamie Cook,
Uh-huh.
Well done.
and there was
Who's the
a
wee guy with the-
who used to be in it.
Who's the wee percussionist? No, there's a
He's not
tambourine
Doesn't
boy.
know his
He's
real.
not one of. He's not. He's like the fifth Beatle. He's not really. He doesn't matter.
I could name the fifth Beatle.
Who?
Pete Best.
Scottish guy.
Yeah.
Or was a Scottish fifth Beatle, wasn't there?
Talk about him.
And he tried to pursue art instead of being in the Beatles.
pursue it.
Calling the Beatles not art. That's a fucking hot take, that. Christ.
Instead of being in the
Even
Beatles.
their greatest detractors would concede
I
that
love
they
the
were
Beatles, man.
artists.
I
Yeah.
think Paul McCartney's underrated.
I've been McCartney pilled over the
I
last
think he's
couple of years.
appropriately rated.
I think he's very underrated.
I don't think anyone's walking around saying that Paul McCartney doesn't know a thing about tunes.
No, but everyone was like, John Lennon's the genius.
I hate
That's just
John
because he's
Lennon.
dead.
I know, he's a fucking dead cunt. I prefer Paul McCartney, who's alive
Yeah.
and actually better at music.
If John
You
Lennon
love
was that
alive
good at
people.
music, he'd still be doing it.
I love alive people, man.
Yoko Ono, she's better than John
I
Lennon
hate the
because she's
deadies.
alive.
Yoko Ono, she's rubbish.
Nah, I
She-
like one of her songs.
No,
Yeah, she's
one.
alright. She's
name
alright.
it.
Yeah.
Nobody
rubbish.
Sees Me Like You Do. I think that's one of the best songs ever written.
Ever written
Yeah.
by Yoko.
By Yoko and in general.
Fuck's sake, Stu, you don't know shit about Dick.
But I'm not saying she's my favourite Beatles member. She was just sat on the floor reading the paper from what I saw from Get
She
Back.
was a fifth Beatle, kind of.
Yeah, she's one
A
of
lot
the
of fifth
Beatles.
Beatles, really.
A lot of fifth Beatle. But
There's-
she had that good Christmas song. with-
C&B's like the fourth
John
Some
Lennon.
Laugher.
I like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a good article by Chuck Klosterman in one of his books where he goes into like all the fifth Beatles and he works out there's the 14th Beatle.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's
Is
just-
that Pete Best or whatever you said?
I'd be like George Martin or something.
They're like Blazing
George
Squad.
Martin?
Yeah.
The guy who made who wrote Game of Thrones?
George R.R.
That's a
Martin.
good point. Maybe I'm talking shit. There's like the gay guy that produced them, and then they wrote that song "Hide Your Love Away" about him. You have to hide your love.
Billy Preston, he played keyboards
Yeah.
with them for a while.
Yeah. I watched the documentary.
I loved that, man.
Get Back?
Yeah.
It was great.
You seen it, Chris?
Pete Jackson. I haven't seen
It's
it.
very
Fifth
long
Beatle,
though.
Pete Jackson.
It's quite long. Like a lot of Pete Jackson. What
What's
was
your
it?
favourite Pete Jackson film?
Lord of the Rings.
1, 2, or 3?
The Twin Towers.
That's the middle one. You think's the best one?
Nah. First one.
That's Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
Like
Mark's not here this week. We can have 200 tabs open in a completely unfollowable, unlistenable podcast for all I care.
So the thing about Slipknot is when you were saying about the RAM, I mean, I think one time somebody showed up at like they were doing a HMV record signing, and somebody brought a lamb's head, and it had like maggots in it, and they were like, "Oh, you love stuff like this," and they were like,
No,
"We
hate
don't
this."
really. We are pretending in our music that like maggots full of heads, heads full of maggots, but we don't. I mean, we're just normal people in masks.
Yeah.
So
Apparently they're lovely blokes.
lovely guy.
I've heard that, yeah.
Lovely, lovely blokes. I downloaded a wee song from LimeWire entitled.
When
don't know
was
what it
this?
called, but it was
Recently?
like no, back in the day,
Right.
Stu. And it was like a nice wee acoustic one. It was Slipknot, but it was a nice acoustic
Just
one.
doing like Wonderwall.
And I was like, this is lovely.
Yeah, what's Stone Sour's the name of his side project? Corey Taylor is the singer, and he does this side project where he's like, "Oh, one of these singers."
Might have been. What was
Fuck
it called?
myself up there.
Yeah, that was fucking metal, bro.
Try to
Nearly
put a
died.
voice.
Nearly died for your song.
I've only had fags for breakfast.
You could drink a coffee.
Yeah.
What happened to the sausages you overcooked? Did you eat them?
I burned them. I was in the shower. I've got 2 minutes to get out of the shower, and then Sam's playing Far Cry 5 over the internet with her sister in Australia, and she's like, "Your sausages are burning!" Like, shit, man, this is not going to plan at all. Came in, smoke coming off the pan, half the sausage is black. I'm like, this is, that way when you're like, I could just eat one side of the sausage, just like
I
chew.
feel like you're always having sausage problems.
I know,
every time I talk to you.
they're hard.
Is that a euphemism?
A euphemism.
What's that?
I think that
Is that the
that's the
president?
fucking printer. First time Mark's not here. First time the printer's piped up. I can't get my own printer to fucking work.
It's like when you watch some podcasts, they've got like a wee producer guy who chips in. It's like,
Yeah. They're just fact checking.
We've got Wally
this
in
is
the
my
corner.
impression of fucking Corey Taylor singing.
It's got a list of corrections about the inception of thrash metal.
I feel like I think we've got a lot of tabs open, and I want to come back to them all because
Sure.
I like a lot of tabs.
I'm sure we will come back to each and every one of them.
But I
We'll
just want to
resolve them.
say first and foremost, Mark isn't here. He's in Oz, and we are running the game today.
Running the jewels.
We've got CMB in as a guest presenter,
Guest host.
Sorry,
Thank you.
and so that's
It's very different
that's your
from having a
introduction.
guest.
Mm-hmm.
What?
That is hilarious. I mean, we can just unplug it. I kind of like the printer going off randomly. It sounds like we're recording this in an office. Live from Ryman's.
Some cunt getting a key cut.
Little fucking trophy.
Mark's
We,
away.
the wee robotic guys with a hammer. Where do you even get them? Where's the wee guy with the hammer shop? Do you know the wee
Simpsons.
animatronic key cutter shop guy?
Simpsons do trophies, key cut.
No, but you can't buy the wee hammer
Could
guy.
sort my shoes out.
Shoe cobbler.
Yeah, where do you go to buy that guy?
Where's he from? Some catalogue?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
You go
know
into
that
a
guy.
cobbler's. Go into a cobbler's.
The way we all do every week.
I
As you
do it
do.
all the time.
You get your key cut or whatever, and then there's in the window there's always a wee guy, like an animatronic guy, and
A
he's
bit like when
hammering.
you see a Santa shaking his ass.
Yeah.
Or like the cat in Chinese restaurants where
Well, I know,
lucky
I've got
cat.
one of them in my house because it has the same eyes as me.
he's got the same eyes as
Yeah,
you.
the wee kind
You're no
of.
specky.
You can put glasses on your wee cat. Just the shape of his eyes are very similar to the shape of my eyes. So Sam seen the cat in a shop and went, I need to get that because it's got the same eyes as Christopher.
All right.
Yeah, sad eyes.
Your girlfriend loves small statues. Maybe that's why she likes you.
That's why she
She loves
likes me.
Funko Pops and lucky cats. Do
I know, these Funko Pops, man, that made me really sad.
you want to get into that?
No.
I mean, Sam's not listening to this, is she?
No, she doesn't listen to any of my podcasts. She listens to podcasts. She doesn't
Not
listen
yours.
to me.
She listens to What's the Script?
She listens to
Some
my
Big bone of
favourite
contention.
murders and stuff like that.
In Chris's house. I don't know if you've heard this, but Funko Pops are ruining Chris's relationship.
I don't like them.
Your glasses are steaming up.
I know
as
that's
well
not because I'm getting like Sam might watch this bit on an Instagram thing or something. You know,
We won't put this
don't
as a
clip
clip.
this.
I won't clip this.
Jesus, I can't have a no, but she's,
I thought you liked those little
I hate
things.
them, man. They
Why?
ruined comic book shops. I
'Cause
want to
you're
buy
not
comic
allowed to-
I
books.
think of you every single time I see one. And not just because you look like one.
Yeah. Well, that's another hurtful thing is I do look like a Ronnie
Pop.
Corbett Funko Pop.
Are you not allowed to take them out of the packet as it collector's items?
So
You're not allowed to play with them.
here's an issue that we're having
Okay.
is she buys Funko Pops, keeps them in a box, even though they're worthless in terms of money or like
Because they cost like a tenner or something, right? They're not like that expensive.
they're not that expensive, but a tenner, that could be a nice
Packet fags.
Bowl of pasta.
that would be some of a pack of figs, you know, or a nice bowl of pasta, a nice bowl. You could buy a bowl.
You could buy a bowl.
Lovely bowl for a
and
tenner.
pasta and a tub of sauce.
Mm-hmm. As is my want.
Which would be, if you're on Ready Steady Cook or something, that'd be a better way to spend a tenner than just a Yoda, baby Yoda Funko Pop.
Where she's like, well, you have wrestling action figures because every year, as a topper on the Christmas tree, I buy a new wrestler and I stick them up instead of a fairy. So I've had an AJ Styles, a Kevin Owens, and an Orange Cassidy, my new one.
And these are in the packets.
Cause
You don't play with
I
them.
know they're worthless,
You've taken them out.
and I don't like that thing of like I've got them in the packet and they're not worth anything. They'll never be worth anything.
Yeah.
I hate adults buying toys, keeping them in the packet. It's for fucking kids.
Gross.
Play with them
Play
like
with them,
a
man.
fucking kid.
Play with them like a man. So
I used to have all the wrestlers.
what ones? What was your big one?
Gold Dust.
Yeah, he's got the same birthday as me,
Does it?
April 11th.
How
How old is he?
Aries?
About 60.
Mm,
We've got the same birthday, but
Yeah, probably not
same year.
related.
well, I'm one day after you.
I had all the golds. I had Gold Dust, Goldberg. No, that was the two golds.
The golds.
I had the
I
golds.
could go on.
I had The Rock, Stone Cold, Kane, Undertaker. I had the Ring. I had the Titantron.
Yeah, the Tron.
Wow.
That's cool because you had the wee metal thing in its foot,
Yeah,
and you'd put the foot on the Titantron, and its music would play.
but it was like you couldn't license the music, so it was like fake versions.
Oh, really?
Of
I
music,
thought they were
yeah.
having
Royalty free.
royalty-free music.
I thought it was
So
like Rolling by Limp Bizkit.
It'd be like, "Can you smell my dinner?"
Yeah.
Stuff like that, and then it'd be like, "Did it, did it, did it." So
Did you ever used to? I had wrestling figures as well. I was never that into wrestling, but I had a few. But you'd have a big fight, but it'd be like Triple H versus like Frank LeBeouf, the mini star that played for Chelsea, versus like Action Man versus R2D2 versus like an Aston Martin car.
Yeah.
Just anything fighting.
Anything with a face that's made of plastic, you could make them fight each other for the Intercontinental
Royal Rumble.
Championship. I had them, so many of them, way too late as well. Like I was too old because the era you're talking about, Undertaker, Kane with the Titantron stuff, that was like 1999.
Yeah.
I'm talking, I had ones, I was still buying them in 2005.
Fuck
when I was a teenager.
Fuck's
And
sake.
people would come round and I'd hide my big box.
You're listening to Franz Ferdinand's first album, playing with fucking
There's
Kane.
literally an overlap, between.
Going to seen Slipknot as well.
I've never seen them live.
All right,
That's
but
it.
listen,
You into Slipknot?
No, big Slipknot head. I like some of their stuff before I forget. And
Steve, I imagine you like that song Duality because you're obsessed with the duality of man.
I love the duality, man. If there's one thing about me, I love the duality, man.
I think this podcast encompasses the duality of man.
What is the duality, man, Steve? Would you say?
It's open to interpretation.
Yeah, it's so interpreted.
My interpretation of it:
Good
you
and evil.
can be two things at once.
Yeah, good and evil.
You can be good. You can be bad. You can be silly.
You can hurt bad girls, you can hurt good girls.
I heart bad girls. I also heart good girls.
That's the duality of man right there.
That's the duality, man. I only had a t-shirt that said I heart bad girls, though, so I only let people know one side of me. But
Yeah.
deep inside, I hearted good girls as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But I like to show the silly side of me. But I'm serious. I can be serious. I
Well,
can
then, let's
ask you
have a
That's the
serious
duality, man.
conversation.
Okay. What do you think?
How many serious conversations do you think we've had in the last 7 years?
Me and you,
Yeah.
like in the car and stuff. Okay, I don't think we've had
Any?
We've had serious chats.
Heart to heart.
I
Have we?
suppose so.
No, we've not really opened up to each other.
Maybe today's the day.
Maybe not on the pod.
I'm really tired and I've had 4 coffees. I feel vulnerable.
Yeah. Been up since 6, man. I've been up since 10.
I've been
Set an
up
alarm for
since-
10 and then you messaged me at 10:02 saying, is it okay if we pick you up early? I was like, no. Go get a McDonald's,
I'm
you
burning
freak.
my sausages right now.
I'm trying to cook sausages, make a coffee and have a shower and put my clothes out for
So you
myself.
let's go back to that. Sorry. So you chucked the sausages in the pan, went for a shower.
Yeah.
What? And you didn't know they would burn?
If I left it on 3, they would have been fine, but I put
I
them on
always try and
4.
do that.
Yeah.
If I'm cooking, I time the shower around the food.
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Yeah.
How's it flip itself?
You just have to take the hit.
You got to promise yourself
Have
that you're going to get
subpar
back
food.
in there. But I just forgot about it. I've got neurodiversity, so, I just forgot about it.
Come on.
Is that what you're calling it? Is it?
You've got neurodiversity.
Undiagnosed, I
neurodiverse.
imagine.
No, I don't know. I've got fucking actual health problems that are undiagnosed. I mean, not fake ones, but, mental ones.
Finally getting to the nub of it. Men's mental health doesn't exist.
I don't go-
Screams Chris.
I don't go to the doctors, man. I know myself.
I went for a prostate exam last
You're going to die
Did
at
you?
like 40, Chris.
He's not long for this world either.
I know. I'm,
Prostate
you
exam,
saying?
mate, you're
I'm
20
f-
fucking
I'm
30.
31.
That's not old enough.
When
for
are you
that.
meant to come into the age where you're starting to worry about that?
30? No.
30?
Is it no 30?
Well, we're 30 in like, what, 3 months?
Yeah.
I thought.
Should we go
30
together to the
Get a
doctor?
check.
Do the same
I'll
thing.
do you, you do me.
That's how it works.
Little 69 situation.
We double end.
I think how two people could poke each other's bums at the same time, but you would have to kind of 69 and then reach up.
I'm trying to picture it, yeah. I don't think it'd be high quality medical examination.
We'd probably just be better. As always with that type of thing, you'd be better just taking turns.
But then I think the
Why did you get a prostate exam?
the second person's getting the worst deal, isn't they?
Because the first person's done.
Yeah. Well, no, the first person's getting the worst deal because they've had it and then they have to then go through. They've had the enjoyment and they're like, I need to go.
Enjoyment.
Well, it depends what you're into. Yeah, but I
Why
don't
did
know.
you get a prostate exam, Steve?
I thought I'd enjoy it.
No, hold on.
No, I didn't.
When was this?
Last year,
And what brought it on? Were you worried about your health?
So you're a man of 30.
I was a man of 30. I had sore ass.
Syndrome.
Sore ass syndrome.
He had mega sore ass.
What ass?
I had a mega sore ass, right? And
This is one of the most serious conversations we've ever had, by the way.
Ding for serious conversation.
yeah, man, we said we'd do it.
What was going on with your ass?
It was sore.
In what way I've had a sore ass?
It was sore. Right, it was sore.
It was sore when you were doing a shite. It was
What
sore
way?
all day.
Yeah.
It was painful.
Every day.
It was just quite like I would feel a twit. I'd be walking along and I'd go,
hello.
I'd feel a squeeze
In the ring piece.
inside it. Like, and I
These
was
are the
like,
kind of questions I imagine the doctor was asking, by the way.
and then
The
I was,
actual rectum.
no, not the outside, the inside. So I was like, that's my prostate, probably.
Probably.
And I walked into the doctor and I said,
It's certainly up there, isn't it?
I said, my prostate's fucked. It's so sore. And
You're
she
like,
said,
you're going to the mechanics. The exhaust's fucked.
I said, my
Do you mind
prostate.
taking a look at my bars while I'm here?
I said, I've got a really sore prostate. And she was like, why? What do you mean prostate? Why have you got a sore prostate? How do you know that? And I was like,
How do you know that?
and I was like, because it's inside. And she was like, well, it doesn't mean it's your prostate.
could
Just
be.
It's not the
sore.
only thing up there.
Yeah, there's other
There's
things.
loads of stuff up there.
And there's the male G spot.
That is a prostate.
Well,
Street name.
Still one, eh?
Street name. Male G spot.
I've got a sore male G spot, doctor.
G-spot's burning. Have you ever had a rectal exam?
I'm just picturing Mark listening to this.
He's
Not
had a lot of arse stuff in this. See, this
Yeah,
is
he has
not
a-
Yeah, you
out
boy
with-
arse kisser.
Yeah, exactly.
And
This
Liam
is-
as well. He's got problems with his arse.
Yeah, no.
We're three men that do podcasts with guys that have arse problems.
You
Basically.
don't have arse problems. You've got
arse
loads of
problems
arse
is
problems.
basically the secret theme of all of our podcasts.
That's what we should rename this.
What was your question? I've not had a prostate exam. No, I'm starting to think I should though. Maybe I
I've
don't
not
know.
had a prostate exam, but I had a sore ass.
A mega one.
It was mega for sure. It hurt. I won't go into why I had it. I knew why I had it. And then
That sounds worse than if you'd said whatever it was.
Getting pegged.
I went
bro.
into the doctors and
We're sex positive on this podcast. Just
Yeah.
so
oh, okay, good then.
Don't be ashamed.
No, I'm not ashamed. I just don't. It's a bit explicit if somebody's at the
Male
work
G-spot
listening to
positive.
this. We're all male G-spot positive. Yeah. And I was like, well, I knew why I had it because I'd been doing stuff, right?
Doctor, I've been doing stuff again.
Well, I didn't feel
This is why I
comfortable.
only come once every 30 years.
I didn't feel comfortable, like telling her that I'd been doing stuff, right? So I was like, I'll just go and say it hurts, and then she can tell me what she thinks it is, and I'll
She
be like,
thinks
oh, I
you've been
didn't know,
doing
you know. But I was scared because I'd been putting stuff up it, right? So, but I didn't want to tell her that, so I went in.
Jesus
I
Christ.
was scared that she would be able to tell by the
Looking at the
mega
shape of
sonars. Do you know how in like a CSI, somebody will like shoot a window and they'll go, "Oh, the bullet
From
came
the-
out that
yeah,
way."
Bullet
because
and
where the
stuff.
glass is in the hole.
That's what she was looking at. You've been ramming things down at a
She's looking at it
90
like it's a
degree
crime
angle.
scene.
Well, she was like,
all signs point to him jamming stuff up here.
Cordon off the area.
she
This
was.
wee guy's
I
arse.
think she kind of knew, so she was like, "Something's." You know,
She could probably tell just for the way you walked in the room.
honestly, I was
John
walking
Wayne.
weird for a while because there was. It turned out I had an anal fissure,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is when there's a
That's
tear.
sore as fuck.
Oh,
that
I've
what
not
you had,
been
man?
jamming things up there, man. Just the big shit.
Fucking hell.
That's what she. That's what she
That's
thought
more
was my
embarrassing
problem.
to me than
Being sexually
yeah,
adventurous.
yeah.
I'm kidding on. It was called a joke. Anyway,
Well, she thought that's what the issue was. She was like, "Have you been doing big ones?" Little did she know. She was like, "Have you been doing big?"
I wish.
Not to be too disgusting, but the issue with an anal fissure is you have a cut on your ring piece, and
That
then,
word again.
and then it heals. But every time you do a shite, it
It
tears
opens up
the
again.
cut. So it was sucked.
yeah, it's really sore, man. It's horrible.
Yeah. So you got the all clear on your prostate.
Well, so I went in. I'll finish that. And close this tab. So
For good.
We'll minimise this then.
went in.
This is an incognito mode, by the way, this time.
I don't use that. I can't be arsed.
You need to start using that, man. It's really good.
So I walked in, said, I've got horrible prostate problems. She said, what do you think that? Then she went, let me do a check. And I was like, oh, that's a surprise. I didn't know that was going to happen. So she'd done it, and she didn't even lube it up. It was in and out. It was sore.
Condone?
Yeah, she didn't.
They loop?
No, it was really painful.
NHS cutbacks, man.
A big industrial gallon.
And she was just like, it's not your prostate. And I was like, oh, great. And she was like, probably just
Big shades.
so, I don't know. Sometimes it's sore. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So,
Good chat.
thanks, doc.
Sometimes it's sore.
And then,
Are you the W. Smith guy, by the way?
And then the next day she was like, the next day there was blood in it, and I was like, oh god, she's missed something here. I'll go back in. Went
Because
back
she's
in.
fucking raw dogged your ass, bro.
Exactly. Well, that's what it turned out to be. But she was like, I'll do another one just in case. I was like, this is where it got me in this problem in the first place. So she's done it again, and she was like, you've got a burst an internal hemorrhoid.
Fuck's sake.
So that's why you've shat blood.
Yeah.
She's ragging like a doorbell. See you tomorrow.
And then, you know, and then it's been fine since. So.
I'll be ringing like a doorbell. Where's you going to ring?
But
That's
it was,
rough, man.
it was a scary time.
It's so scary, that
The
type
world's a
of stuff.
fucked up place, man.
And sometimes I still have a wee sore arse. Sometimes
No
I
one's
do.
immune to it.
When I came to her with my problem, I said, you know, it's really sore. And she was like, this is probably why. And I was like, could you just take a look? She was
I'm
like,
picturing you bent over, splayed ass cheeks.
she goes sideways on a wee mat. And then, like, you just
Yeah.
kind of go into fetal position.
I got that. I thought that was weird. I thought you'd be bent over a table.
You feel on all fours. Like
Yeah.
a dog.
Pulling the back of your hair.
I thought that would have been the easier way to do it.
Tugging.
But fetal position was strange
Yeah,
to
no,
me.
I was like, you ever done this?
Vulnerable
Because
position.
It was very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And no lube as well.
I got a loop.
I'm going private when I get that,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I'm putting that
definitely.
Patreon money into some fucking private loop.
Getting that booper loop. Shit, man. So it was a good serious conversation about health.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, this
you
is
gotta
men's-
discuss these
men's
things.
mental health.
You've
and
got to get
stuff.
them checked out.
And
I'd
sue
went-
us if we have a couple of giggles along the way.
Exactly, because like similar to you about you didn't want to tell the doctor the real reason for the thing. I've done that before. I had fucked throat syndrome. Remember, I had that horrible cough.
You had rice lung.
I had rice lung. I had this horrible cough for months, and,
You only ate rice for a month and it fucked you up.
and that's what I tell people. But it was, you know,
Oh, it's because you gave that last year.
shut up.
Oh.
It was that kid then, you know, whatever. But
You gave a bad lick out.
well, we'll bleep that out. I think.
Maybe that wasn't.
I'm only getting
Doesn't
fingers
mean it
at
was
Mars. And then you give last year a lick out, 8 years ago or something? And
And it persisted for months, didn't it? That
Yeah.
cough. And then I didn't want to tell the doctor that because I didn't even know the medical term for lick out. So it would have been embarrassing.
I
You're
performed
going in with a
oral
medical
sex.
dictionary.
I performed a lick out, you know.
I performed a lick
I
out on a
performed a
one.
lick out. Fuck me.
And then she was
You've
like,
got to get closer than that. That can't be your best stab.
and she was like, "Oh, what have you been doing?" And I've been like, "Nothing."
Just
She was like,
performing.
"Any sexual things?" And I was like, "Ah,
I'm a wee virgin.
no,
I'm of you.
look at me. I don't fuck. I
Come in
don't
with a fuck throat and a bleeding arse. And he's never done any sex things.
I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, okay. And then your funeral, I guess. And she was like, gave me a couple of like pills, but it persisted for months after that.
You
And I
should
was
have
like,
just told her you'd give
I
her
know.
a bad lick.
You
I
should have
think
been
it was like
proud.
gonorrhea of the throat or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you go to Sandford at it?
I know. I did eventually, years later. But by that point, it
The
was too
damage
late.
was done. Jesus Christ.
No, my family listen to this podcast.
I mean, they shouldn't. The
Yeah.
amount of times you talk about stuff like this.
I don't talk about
It's
it.
been
a
in
lot.
that chair, isn't
You
it?
bring it. I know it's the chair, and you bring
You do
out
have an effect on people.
the worst
somehow.
in me.
Me?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Make
Yeah,
them-
well, you always turn it into a Mad Wee Freak pod whenever you're.
Aye, it gets too. It's like it doesn't get horny, but it gets
Weird with a horny tinge to it.
Yeah.
Well, that's my vibe. Wee strange guy.
But I think it's normal to open up about health problems.
This is what we talk to your friends.
Talk to your pals. Open up. Talk to your pals.
Talk to your friends about this stuff.
About weird shit.
Yeah, but I think
About the time you got a fanny throat.
I can't believe you didn't tell them the dog. This is what happens in the TV show House.
Is it?
Somebody will come in and they'll go, "Oh, my arse is sore," and he'll go, "Oh, have you been rubbing it in anybody's throat or anything like that?" And they'll go, "No." And then they'll go into like this shock, and he'll have to go to their house and find diaries where they've been like, "I've been rubbing
why it's
my
called
arse in people's throat," and he'll go, I told you." You know, it's good.
Yeah, I wish my doctor was that keen about me. She didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
She just went, okay, unlucky.
Lucky sucker.
You're going to have a bad cough.
Hugh
for
Laurie would
months.
have went to your house and rummaged
Yeah.
through your diaries and all that.
I think more doctors should do
Condoms
that.
in your bin.
Throat
You're lying.
condoms.
Nah. But, you know, that's what these things are for. So,
Yeah.
Slipknot.
Yeah. They
back
love
to
all that, don't they? Slipknot.
Well, you're talking about the duality, man.
Aye, so exactly.
Do you
So
know
I
the
can
song
be cute
Duality?
and then I can also talk about that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's just life, isn't it? Sometimes you do stuff.
That's what all the
Aye.
people
We're not
say.
humans. I think humans want to hear about human behaviour. And we're humans.
We behave
We
in that way.
behave.
Humans want to hear about human behaviour. That's what this podcast is all about.
That's what comedy is, man.
Uh-huh.
We're telling the truth. We're truth
We're
tellers.
holding a mirror up to society. With a modern day
Holding a mirror up to your asshole going, that is a disaster. Get me to a nunnery, man. This is fucked.
That's a good Shakespeare quote.
Thank you.
Done a bit of Shakespeare myself.
Go on, regale us.
What's your big Shakespeare?
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. Give me a quote.
Let it be.
That's trying to be It's noted non-artist.
When you find yourself in times of trouble.
If I don't know, I'm paraphrasing, but if a hang wasn't called a rose, it wouldn't smell as sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That's a quote.
That's an early one, yeah.
That's Romeo and
Try
Juliet.
to tell me Romeo never gave the odd lick out.
Oh, he was horny for it.
He was
That
getting his
Leonardo
calculated.
DiCaprio? Oh, he loves it.
Yeah. I think if he survived the Titanic, he would have been riddled after
you
that
think?
steamy car sesh.
Do you think she was riddled?
You ever shagged in a car?
I don't think that we're not dragging this into the gutter of this podcast.
Alright.
Come on.
I just wanted to make you spell your orange juice. Nah, cut that out if you
We
want.
all have. Come on.
We all have.
Cut
not
that
good.
bit, Ryan. So
You played the new Pokemon game?
I have actually duality, man. You know, I fuck and I play Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You
played
just want to keep it balanced, though, you know?
Mhm.
You want to be like 95% Pokemon guy, 5%. Yeah, you don't want to be 95% sex guy, 5%.
What was this? I actually wasn't. I'm so tired I zoned out there.
He said you don't want to be 95% sex guy, and I looked at you, Stu, as a wee nod.
Well, I don't play Pokemon.
Yeah, so you're 100%
Oh, yeah,
sex
yeah.
guy. Yeah, no, you weren't 50-50. No, not even 50-50. You weren't 20% Pokemon.
If the GP asked if you've been playing Pokemon, would you admit it?
Yes. If it was the
You're not
reason why my ass was
Not
in
ashamed
tatters.
about that.
Nah, I'm a big Pokemon guy. I like Pokemon.
I feel embarrassed sometimes.
Well, you wouldn't play a Switch in public.
Yeah.
Why?
Unless it was like a long train.
Uh-huh.
'Cause that's what I got it for. I was like, I'm going on long
It
train
is kind of
journeys.
embarrassing playing it in public. It's too big.
It's too chunky.
It's not too big. It's very
It's the
portable.
red and the blue bits that freak me out.
Why don't you get black controllers?
Yeah, I should, yeah.
So here's a scenario, right? You're on a Avanti West
Mm-hmm.
down south. You got your Pokemon out. You got a table to yourself.
Aye, fine.
3 lads with cans
Oh, no.
sit down next to you.
Back in the bag.
Worst case
Back to back.
scenario.
Aye, back in the bag. 100%.
Do you not feel like they've then completely just alphaed you?
You've
Aye,
been
but
cucked on a
that's
vacuum.
that's toxic masculinity for you, isn't it?
I'm
think-
enjoying so far. The only toxically masculine thing so far has been getting black controllers on the Switch because the red and blue's too embarrassing.
wearing red and blue. I'm not a woman. No, wee boy.
It's not about woman, mate. It's about wee boy.
Right.
It's about wee boy.
Okay.
So it looks childish, doesn't it?
Not really. If they were like, I mean, I've seen people with like Animal Crossing controllers where it's like a mint green, and a baby blue, and I'm thinking, well, come on, I'm not going to be.
Stay at that.
I'm not going to be. Get a wee teddy bear for the controller face. You know what I mean, like, no, I wouldn't do that. But red and blue is pretty. I mean, that's Rangers, isn't it? I mean, that's fine.
Come on.
Staunch console.
Staunch console.
You don't want to be. Yeah, there's no Rangers game. Remember you used to
Was
get
the Rangers game?
Yeah, Rangers
Yeah,
football
Celtic,
and
Liverpool,
Celtic
Man
football.
United.
All the big teams had one.
Yeah,
That
Those were the
was
days.
2002, 2001.
weird.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, roughly.
But it was because it was only licensed for those teams. It would be like only those teams would have good faces, and then you'd play like Aberdeen, and they would just be like shadow people.
But then if they're like licensing it for all the different teams, why don't all the teams just put
They're
them all
surely
together?
making the same game.
I don't think St Mirren for the PlayStation 2 is going to sell as well as like Man United for the PlayStation 2.
I don't know. I think I seeing like,
I think we quite comfortably know, yeah. I think you can prove that with numbers.
and like Football Manager or whatever, I like to go lower league teams
Mm-hmm.
because it's a laugh, innit? Try and get them
I
up
think
to the
that's
top.
a very different argument.
No,
That's complete.
Imagine Football Manager brought out a different version of the game for every team that's in Football Manager, so you could get Bonnie Rig.
I'd go Bonnerig. That'd be a laugh. I wouldn't buy the Bonnerig game, but
I've never
There you
played
go.
that Football Manager.
Oh,
Nah.
you'd be lost, Chris.
you wouldn't like it. It's weird because it's just stats. It's just numbers on a page, but it's quite exciting.
I like.
It's like, you know in Pokemon when they've got like attack and defense stats.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff
No,
like
I understand.
It's all
yeah.
that and none of actually fighting or anything.
But it's also you don't really have much control over it when it kicks off. You know, when the game
Yeah.
kicks off. But in
You change
Pokemon,
the formations and stuff.
you could go water's good against fire, and you can use that.
Mhm.
You can control your own path. But in Football
Try beating
Manager,
Barcelona with fucking drowsy.
fire.
Yeah.
Barcelona
Fire
drowsy,
type,
man, that's
you know?
rough. Nah,
But that's why I do like because it is childish, but I like the
the strategy.
there's a strategy element to it which I like.
Who's you? Because everybody goes, the original 150 Pokemon were so good, but now all the new ones are rubbish. But that's not true. is
That's
it,
my
Steve?
toxic opinion.
That's
Some of
his,
them-
that's his,
Some
his
of them
toxic
are
masculinity.
some of them are rubbish.
Who's rubbish?
I can't get on board with that ice cream.
What's wrong with
I'm
him?
sorry. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with it? The thing is, he's
Doesn't feel
not-
right.
It doesn't feel right. An
can I
ice
just-
cream with a face.
Can I just say, he's not an ice cream. He's an icicle that looks like an ice cream.
What's his
Alright.
name?
Well, his name's Vanillux.
I didn't know that. I wasn't setting up a joke. I had no idea.
So-
His name's 99 Flake.
His name is Galaxy Caramel from the freezer bar. His name's the Mars bar ice cream. Fruit pastel.
What does he
lollipop.
evolve into?
I can't mind, but one of them's called.
Fucking
Well,
Magnum.
so he's he's not an ice cream. He's an icicle who looks like an ice cream, and then he evolves into
Two ice
two ice creams
Fuck's
next to each
sake,
other
mate.
when you get the
Jesus
two cones that are connected at the
Christ.
top.
That's
Double cone.
insane.
But what's wrong with it?
That's shit.
He
I think
shoots-
it should kind of look like an animal. That's
well,
my
you say
toxic
that,
opinion.
but then in the original 150,
Magnemite.
Magnemite was just
But that's
a
a
ball with an
computer.
eye with a fucking
That's
magnet.
you can believe that's a computer that's come to life. I can believe
not
that.
a
I
computer
can't
that came
believe
to
an
life.
ice cream can come to life.
You know what it is, Steve? It's silly.
It's silly. It's silly is what
Call
it
it
is.
what it is. It's silly.
In the first one, there was just muck. He was just cum.
I can believe that's a sludge monster.
Uh-huh.
I can't believe there's an ice cream monster.
But he's an icicle monster who looks like an ice cream.
Nah, I can't believe it. That's when at that point I go, you know what?
You've lost
You've lost me.
You had a valued customer and you've lost it.
But even then, the ice cream guy was like 10
You've
years
jumped the
ago.
shark.
So you've played Violet. Who's your new guys?
Well, you get like a wee fire alligator, which in theory shouldn't work.
Why?
Fires and alligators don't go together.
Uh-huh.
Water and
Figure that
fire.
one out.
Figure that one out.
Natural
Einstein.
enemies.
And that's not even a water fire type.
No.
What the fuck?
Did you fully evolve him?
Aye.
And he
Mark's
gets-
I'm not
tearing
an
his skin
idiot.
off. by the way.
Alex, like, talk about something else, man. When's somebody going to kiss a wee boy's ass now?
We've done enough arse stuff.
He just
this
woke
episode.
up in Australia in a cold sweat. I'm in my studio talking about fucking crocodile. Crocodile's actually the water alligator for the second generation, not the.
I like that one. That was
Yeah.
good. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Water alligator. Fire alligator. Come on. But it's
Sums
fun.
up, girlfriend.
It's a bit of fun. I can believe that more than an ice cream.
So it's all about believability for you.
Aye, I want to believe that these wee monsters are tearing each other to shreds. I want to believe that. And in the very fibres of my being, I want to believe that these monsters kill each other, but then they don't die.
You've got
can
quite a
heal
David
them.
Attenborough approach to Pokemon.
It's nature.
It's dog eat dog out on the plains.
It is, it's nature.
You're quite a serious, not a serious guy. You know, you like silly stuff like Greg Wallace.
Yes.
Not that he's silly.
You've got a Greg Wallace
Pop
thing
socket on my
your
phone.
What's
I
it
seen
called?
that thing in your story last night with his partner.
I'm a
What do you
big
think about
sharer
that?
of his content.
What do you think about his
His
relationship with his?
Or his wife. I'm fascinated by it. The best thing about his relationship with his wife and or girlfriend, I can't remember what one it is, but you can see these on Twitter, screenshots people have taken. She's put up like a picture of her just like a selfie posing, and he comments underneath going, print it, babe. And he's done it like 20 times. So he wants her to take we could do it here with this fucking printer.
Yeah.
Take, screenshot the picture she's put on Instagram and print it off so that he can frame it in his house. Print it, babe.
Oh my god.
I think that's fucking class.
Gives me the ick.
That's beautiful. You
And I like that
it.
you see me as a serious guy.
Horrible.
No, but just, you know, you like your snooker and you like football and, you know, your indie rock music.
Who's your favourite player?
You don't.
Yeah,
You would
snooker
never have
person.
an action figure in your house.
What have I got?
What's this? You know, would you have?
I've got my
Stu's
room.
got a Switch.
I've got a Switch.
Yeah.
All my posters are silly. I've got a Bovril poster.
That is, yeah.
But that's
But
like
again, that's
I've
something
got
you
a
would think
painting I
of
did of
football.
Anne the Governess Hegarty from The
Is that not
Chase.
fucking-
Her eyes follow you about the room.
It's not childish. That's an adult. TV
Worrall
program.
Thompson. Is that not that fucking Worrall Thompson cunt?
Andrew Worrall
What are you
Thompson.
talking about?
The artist. Does he not do Bovril like tins of soup?
Anthony Worrall Thompson, the chef.
And... No, the artist.
I don't think there's two Worrall Thompsons, man. I think
Who's
it's
the
one Worrall
artist that
Thompson.
does
Fucking
the
Andy Warhol.
Aye, Andy Warhol.
Anthony Worrall Thompson. Fuck me.
The Worrall
That's the
Thompson
worst thing you've
factory-
ever said on this podcast.
The Worrall Thompson factory in New York in the 70s was just such a hotbed of art. The Velvet Underground
when he
came
was-
out of there, you know.
Anthony Worrall Thompson and
David
Nico.
Bowie was getting a sick job. You know.
Everyone's sucking each other off, doing crack.
Andy Worrall Thompson's just
The
making a
factory.
stir fry in the background with scallops.
So his chef went, can everyone fucking keep it down through there? Try and make an omelette, you cunts.
Hey, David, keep your suck jobs down in there, man. Alright? You fucking alien freak.
All these
Aye,
transvestites coming and going in the dead of night, and he's trying to get some fucking prep going for the next day.
It's an easy
Christ.
mistake to make.
And also, to
Worrall-
answer your question, it's just a
Worrall
fucking
and
Bovril
Worrall.
poster. It's not anything to do with Anthony
Worrall
Warhol.
and Worrall sound.
I love that you
similar.
think he did Bovril, though.
No,
Well, he
but
done-
it's-
He did the
yeah.
soup,
He
the
done
Campbell's
Campbell's
soup.
soup.
Yeah.
so I'm pretty sure he could do Bovril if he wanted.
If he wanted to, he could.
What's so good about Campbell's soup?
So what he was doing
What's the
there
significance?
was, you want to know?
Aye,
He was kind of saying...
50 flavours.
I don't think that's why he was inspired, because Heinz 57 varieties.
Confusing so many things.
Yeah.
I don't know shit.
He was...
There's probably a fucking Pokemon of it.
Yeah.
If there was a Bovril Pokemon, I'd
Hard as nails,
delete
Bovril
the-
Pokemon.
Do you know there's no a soup Pokemon, but there is a bread dog in the new one, isn't there? Did you get him?
No.
You're stressed
Steve's,
out by the
yeah,
bread
stressed.
dog.
Bread dog.
His name is Fido.
That sounds like something Roscoe would come out with. Red dog.
He's a wee fairy bread dog, but then then he evolves and he turns into like a baked bread dog, bread dog. And then if a fire move hits him, he has an ability called well
Toast.
baked, and it actually increases his defense because he gets like burnt
Toasted.
a wee bit.
No. Fuck.
Great.
I mean,
Would you
some
say
of
your
it-
sausage's defense was increased today?
I tried to stick a fork in it and it just bounced off. Shite.
so half of it was raw, half of it was burnt.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I thought we wanted to
To
talk
answer
about...
your question, I've not
You're
got,
not-
I've
you're
not got
like
any
a
action
childish-
figures.
You're not
No.
like a childish guy.
Nah.
no, I wanted to know the significance of this fucking soup thing.
All right. So what he was trying to do was say, like, you know, there's this big reaction in art against like photorealism in paintings and stuff because like we invented the camera, so you had to kind of do something with your paintings that was unlike photorealism. So people kind of like expressionism and stuff. But then he was saying, let's just get away with like the art side of art altogether. Let's just like print stuff off.
Commercialism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
commercialism and stuff.
So he
like
wanted
that.
to
That's
do
why it was like a
adverts.
factory.
Just churning them out.
So he had
innit?
loads of different artists helping him, and he would.
So he wanted
Just
to
make these
make
prints.
ads for Campbell's soup.
Mhm.
Well, they weren't ads; it was still art.
The good one, I'm not even going to bring up the good one he done because it's quite sad. But
The what?
there's a good painting he done, or like a print he done.
Marilyn Monroe.
girl fell off a building or something, and he's
How is this the second time today? Before the pod, we were talking about people falling out of buildings.
Were we?
Yeah, that film you were talking about.
What film?
You said babies getting chucked out of buildings.
No,
No,
I was
it's not
talking about
a
my
film, it's a
novel
book.
that I wrote.
Oh,
That was
novel.
an old man's dead body getting thrown out of a building.
There was also babies getting chucked around from what you were saying.
He said baby, but
You-
that's misremembering.
No, you told me that it was they killed babies in that Chernobyl book.
They killed babies.
Aye, because he was like, they not hit them off walls or something.
What do you think?
Who's this,
happened?
Anthony Worrall
Let's
Thompson?
just find out what Steve thinks happened in Chernobyl. What do you think happened in Chernobyl,
No, that
Steve?
book you were telling me about, which inspired your apocalyptic.
Chernobyl.
Was that the
The
book you
Chernobyl
were reading? It was about Chernobyl.
Yeah. What do you think happened in Chernobyl?
Everyone got covered in fucking. It was toxic. It was a toxic environment.
Call it what it is, Steve. It was toxic.
It was a toxic.
Toxic masculinity.
We need to fucking-
ran rife in Chernobyl in the 80s.
There was a
We're
there was a
anti-Chernobyl in this
nuclear
podcast.
explosion or a spill or something. It fucked the I
Yeah,
knew.
of course I do.
I knew. Well, it
I know Steve's picture in the start of The Simpsons when Homer picks the
to be great.
the rod. Yeah.
Goes in his back pocket.
It was like that. It was similar to that. It was. Was it to do with World War II?
In the 80s?
Oh, it was the 80s. I'm thinking of Hiroshima.
Yeah, that was to do with World War II for sure.
Chernobyl, nuclear explosion. The rest of the fucking place just got fucked, radiated. You can't go in there because you'll get fucked if you go in there because it's so radiated.
You've been so eloquent today.
So much radiation.
Doctor, my arse is fucked.
So much
The fucking
radiation.
Chernobyl job down there, Doctor.
There's so much radiation going on
Yeah.
that the things die.
Mm-hmm.
So the guys, so in my head, you're talking about killing, chucking people out windows and that. All I can imagine that meant was that one or two things. They were so fucking deformed from the radiation that they thought, we need to kill these guys. Or
We just didn't think that word was coming, that's all.
they were so
I didn't
fucked
anyway.
from the radiation, they thought, we'll put them out of their misery. Or they're thinking these could turn into aliens and shit, so we're going to kill them. They're going to turn into mutants.
They're going to turn into Pokemon.
They're going to turn into the X-Men. They're going to turn into mutants, so we're going to kill them before they get powers.
Wow.
What happened at Chernobyl? Tell them.
It's very close to that. actually. But I don't remember the babies. Maybe there was a bit where babies are getting thrown out windows, but I don't think so.
Oh, you told me that. We went on a walk during lockdown. A walk during lockdown.
Uh-huh.
A walk down.
Yeah. It was good. We had a walk during lockdown as well.
I know, and it actually led to me buying that Pokemon game last year. You sold it to me.
What, Arceus?
And you were there was a problem with the sausage, a rolling sausage you had that day as well.
Really?
We were meant to meet
Has
for a
this
walk
come
during
full
lockdown
circle?
at about 3 p.m. and he slept
don't
in.
say this.
Slept in for a walk at 3 p.m.
And when did I
on
wake
a
up today?
Sunday.
10 to do this?
Yeah, well, I woke up at 6. I mean, it's nothing to do with you, but
yeah.
So was I close with the Chernobyl?
Yeah, that's kind of what happened.
You're
was-
laughing at me.
Just the way you were saying it.
I speak to the layman out there. You know?
Yeah.
I'm a man of the people.
You're a
If you want to
layman.
know about something, I'll tell you how it is.
people don't trust experts, and that's why they love
Exactly.
you, Steve.
That's why they listen to podcasts. This is where they get their news. If you want to know about Chernobyl, come to me. I'll tell you
I wanted
about
to
it.
talk about our podcast that we started and just before lockdown.
Yeah. Favorite worst podcast.
Favorite
Where
word
can they get
podcast. You cannot get it. It's all, I mean, we still have
We
it.
recorded 2 episodes
Uh-huh.
on my laptop.
It was an Arctic Monkeys podcast where we were going to review, and this is a bit of an issue. We were going to review every Arctic Monkeys album. Now we've done podcasts, we realise
You need more than
7
7
episodes would be
episodes.
enough.
Probably 6 at the time as well.
Yeah.
You'd have to
Yeah.
sit and wait for 2 years for
The
the.
car wasn't out yet. But then we
car
were going to
wasn't
do
out.
like the submarine,
Mhm.
you know, Alex
So that would
Turner
add
stuff.
3.
Then Last Shadow Puppets could have done them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's 12. And then you're like, what are we going to do?
Matt Helder's joined a band, I think, at some
Could
point.
do
He was in
post-pop
Iggy
depression,
Pop's-
yeah.
Yeah, Iggy Pop's record thing. But I mean, no really.
We could have got 15 eps.
Yeah.
You'd have had to do one about the shirt I'm wearing eventually, which is
The Matt
by
Helder's
Matt
Rage.
Helder's, yeah.
Raging.
Yeah,
That I
that's
didn't
right.
tell you.
It's a nice shirt.
Me and Stu. Sorry would I bring you into this, but I'd seen
It's
the
disappointing.
Matt Helder's range on Bound clothes collection, where Matt Helder's, the drummer for the Arctic Monkeys, has collaborated with them, and I've bought 2 or 3 of the shirts.
It's good quality gear.
Good quality gear.
Bowling shirts.
The sizes are too big.
Little
This
bit
is a small and
oversized.
it's way too big for
And
me.
Matt's like, Matt, I don't want to fat shame Matt Hilders, but he's a beefy chap.
He's a big fella.
He's an agile beast.
He's an agile
He is.
beast. He wears his wee joggies, and good on him.
I like the joggies. I like that.
Yeah,
Look.
I like it as well. That was something we talked about on Favourite Word podcast.
Aye. What was your hottest take from favourite worst podcast? We've only got 2 episodes.
Tell
2
the
albums.
viewers who are watching this in 4K on 3 cameras, tell them what your professional setup was for this podcast.
We were lying on my bed,
We had a
and we had a dictaphone.
They had the same production values as Alan Partridge's ideas.
We had the same production values as like a journalist keeping notes in a bin.
lying in a bed in an uncomfortable position.
Yeah.
The dictaphone had like 2 mics facing that way, so if you were listening to it in headphones, you could hear CMBs in the left and I'm in the right ear.
Nice. Which is
So-
sometimes what
Sometimes
Beatles songs play like in
Yeah,
the headphones
yeah.
to bring it back.
So
Good
it's very,
artists.
very cool vibe actually. I quite like that.
Mono recording of a podcast. Nobody's doing that.
Get on vinyl.
Original stereo sound. But yeah, I mean, it probably sounded like shit. And then also, it was just, it was good to do our first podcast with nobody hearing it though.
Yeah, I mean, that's let us cut our teeth in
Mhm.
the podcast world. I thought it was good. I tried to rap the Dizzy Rascal bit from one of the
Temptation, great show, you're not your
Temptation.
friend.
You want to give it another bash?
Nah, I
And
can't
now
remember.
cancelled, man.
Is he?
Does he?
What did you ask? Go do?
Domestic abuse.
Oh, come on,
Did
Dizzy.
Another fallen soldier in this podcast.
Pioneered the grime scene.
Did he?
Aye. Aye.
Some people think I'm bonkers, but I just think I'm free.
Yeah, tell that to the
That
judge.
was one of his mainstream shite tunes, man.
Oh, yeah.
He had a lot of good
When he
gear
first
back in
came
the day.
out, yeah.
What was his verse on Temptations? Huh? You must know in this back then in the deep recesses of your mind.
Drugs, thugs, not law abiding, all that shit.
Not low abiding. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to do it.
No sign of correction. Change my ways. No, my naughty friends out there. Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the 3rd episode already.
There we go.
And then to snake you again, me and you did do a podcast about Arctic Monkeys, but just an episode of you
My pop because Liam was in the hospital
with
Got
arse
you in.
problems.
with his arse problems. Which is
It's all coming together this week.
This is like a Fringe show.
It's layered.
Yeah.
We've got layered. This is the
Like a
duality.
Campbell's soup.
It's like an Andrew Worrall Thompson paint.
It's like Anthony Worrall Thompson cooking soup
in Chernobyl.
with Lou Reed looking on.
Unlubed.
You
Yeah.
get some class Pokemon in Chernobyl, man.
Do you know
Little mutant bastards.
it's fucked
Well,
up.
that's, yeah, I don't know if I'm comfortable with the way you're talking
Do you know
about
what? There's
the
a good,
victims of Chernobyl.
there's a good bit called
You're acting
I'm
like
not-
they did it deliberately. They were
I'm
like
not
trying
talking about them specifically. I didn't know people lived there.
There's a good book called Islands of
I
Abandonment
thought it was a
by
plantation.
Cal Flynn.
What?
There's a new book called Islands of Abandonment by
Chris, can you
Cal.
shut up? Steve's trying to spread misinformation over the top of you talking about this book.
And it's about places in the world that have been abandoned by humans.
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl was one of them. And
Hiroshima.
Anthrax Island
Anthrax Island.
in Scotland. There's an album.
Epstein's Island.
Yeah, well, it's not been abandoned yet. I think they're still sifting through the ruins. I find comes. So
Tidal waves.
they go to Chernobyl, innit?
Mm-hmm.
And like the wildlife is doing great. They've all adapted to deal with this radiation.
Cockroaches.
No, like birds and like voles, and like
Right.
other Ukrainian
Are they freaky?
animals. They're not freaky.
No?
Some of them had birth defects, but they died.
Fish with 3 eyes. Back to the Simpsons.
It's a really good. It's a big good book by a Scottish writer called, and it's all about places.
Alistair
Like there's this
Gray.
river in America that's been on fire
Mhm.
for like 50 years.
Back to the crocodile on
Aye.
fire.
Yeah. So there's a
That's where that Pokemon came
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
didn't want to bring it up at the time, but yeah,
There's a hole in somewhere. It's just on fire. There's a
the hole in Russia that's or like
It's
in the Middle East, isn't it? No, Middle East, the Eastern Europe.
Yeah, it's like an old Soviet place. Like
The
fucking-
Soviet mine that they opened that went on fire, and it's just because there's so much stuff down there that's flammable. It's just been on fire for ages, and there's a wee railing round it so you don't fall in.
Yeah. But there's loads of comments on videos like, why don't you just put sand in it and put it out, and it's like I probably thought of that.
Thought of that, mate.
Can I just check because I think this camera's still going.
All right.
Shit. Technical problems there, sorry, but we're back.
We're back.
What were you saying? So what was this book? It's not Alistair Gray, was it?
It's not Alistair
You
Gray.
fucking love Alistair
I
Gray.
love Alistair Gray.
Lanark.
Poor Things, fucking other stuff he's done.
Still
There's a
not-
good one called Something Leather, and then there's another one called Janine 1982, and they are horny as fuck, man.
Yeah.
If you like horny stuff set in Scotland,
You're gonna love this
Come to the
podcast.
this
right
guy's
place.
sitting talking about Jack now. Just an old man.
Aye.
Janine 1982 is about
Quite long books, though, aren't
some of them. Some of them are
He was
very
jacking
thin.
off a lot, this guy.
R.I.P. But it's about this kind of like alarm salesman who's like he's like selling alarms and stuff, and he goes to Peebles and he's sitting in a hotel and he's steaming. He's been sitting in a bar and he's steaming, and he's just thinking about. He's just trying to come basically for like 300 pages. He's just thinking of all these, but then he remembers something about the person he's fantasizing about, and he gets depressed and stuff, and then he tries to kill himself, and then it shows you him killing himself in the book just through the typesetting goes crazy. Oh, it's amazing.
It's like in Filth. They put the
Yeah.
tapeworm throughout the book.
Yeah, Marabou Stock Nightmares by Irvin Welsh. Are you talking about?
Filth by
Is it a Filth? Oh yeah, he's a
The
one in
ta-
that
the
as well.
tapeworm,
Yeah, yeah. That's a good point. So Irvin Welsh ripped him off to do that.
Yeah.
You out there, Irvin? You fucking hack.
I'd like to get him on Monday.
Get him on and
We'll
I'll
get him on.
shout at him for ripping off Alistair Gray.
Steve can tell me watch the first half of Train Spotting. I can be part of the
I've
research.
watched all of Transport. I've Josie Long. I've also watched all of Filth, and I tried reading the book.
I was watching
How did you get
Shame.
on? Sorry.
Didn't finish it.
I was watching Shameless last night.
Good.
James McAvoy's in the first episode.
It's in the first series.
Yeah. And my girlfriend went, "Who's that?"
Why is that one off now?
Facts. This never happens with Marc.
Are these batteries on? What were you saying there about Irvin Welsh was a
Probably
cunt or
leaving all
something?
the tech fuck ups this week, shouldn't we?
Just to zoom in on your fucking chinoed cock.
The whole thing will just be like Steve. We won't even be on this.
I can't remember what I was talking about. Something about Alistair Gray.
I've got a pal called Alistair Gray, shout out. He's a
Did
listener.
he?
Aye, and we went trick or treating. We're like 8 years old, and so we went to a door, and the guy he was like, "What's your names?" And he was like, "Alistair Gray," and he was like, "Sure it is, sure it is."
What kind of fucking 8-year-old is pretend to be an acclaimed author?
I know.
You're the Renaissance man of Hellhead, Alistair Gray. Okay, wee man.
Okay.
Why is somebody even asking a wee boy at a door what his name is
Full
on
name.
Halloween?
And then my other pal that was with us was called Marc Hughes, and he was like, "Okay,
Oh.
football manager, okay."
Sparky, is it?
And I was like, "I'm Stephen Buchanan." He was like, "Fair enough."
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
W.H. Smith's man himself from the future. Stephen Buchanan's here.
There's
the
actually-
masses who wants to kill people. His classic video.
There's actually a paedophile that was caught on fucking How to Catch a Predator called
pedo.
the famous pedo
look who it is.
Connecticut, Stephen Buchanan.
Okay. Buchanan Gallery's founder himself.
What a fucking weird thing to ask a couple of kids.
Mental, innit?
What's your name? I had a bit of an issue at Roscoe's because we were just hanging out at his, but it was Halloween and he ran out of sweets, so he had to go to the shops and he left me in charge of his house. And the doorbell rang and all I had was like rice cakes. So the door opened and it was these wee boys, and the dog
Didn't
ran
give-
out as well. So I mean, it was all,
Didn't give a wee guy a
This
rice
is a
cake.
nightmare.
I gave him a rice cake and he
pour some
went,
sugar
"Oh,
on it?"
that's not very nice." And I went, "Shut up."
What's your name? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Quentin Tarantino. Okay.
That would be weird.
That would be weird.
Irvin Welsh. Oh, so you ripped off Alistair Gray, you baldy junkie bastard. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I think that should be a new character. Guy who doesn't believe.
Guy who doesn't believe anyone has a name that someone else has.
I met Alice Gray once.
And then
It's called-
eventually he meets Brian Cox. And he's right.
What one?
Philosophical question of the week.
Aye, I think we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
This week. We talked about everything we wanted to talk about. We talked about Slipknot. Did we close that tab?
Did we fuck?
Ding.
Close it. Just close it. Why not?
Close all.
Yeah.
The only thing I was going to say about them was I think they're alright.
I feel like you should be able to do that in like storytelling and fringe shows and that stuff. Like if you've opened up a thread, you should just go at the end. Slipknot.
Have you seen Billy Connolly do
Fair
it?
enough. Close it. What?
Billy Connolly does it.
Oh, does it?
But you always start a story and then go off and then come back and he goes,
Aye,
Oh yeah, that's
so I was
normal,
back
but
at the
Aye, but
house.
Steve's talking
I
about
think you should be able
shouldn't
to-
have to resolve it properly. You should just be able to say, "Mine Slipknot.
mine Slipknot.
Good night, guys. You've been
Over
great."
and done with.
Yeah.
Right. Draw a line under that. Rams. Don't think about it anymore. That's it. Out
That's
your
it.
head.
Done.
We've spoke. That's all we wanted to talk about. Pokemon. You know.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke about that. We wanted to be about Pokemon podcasts. Chernobyl. Ticked it all.
Me and
Arctic
you've got a
Monkeys.
podcast as well.
Me and Stu had a podcast in about 2014, 15 called...
Would have been
16?
14 because I hadn't started
Alright,
stand-up
okay.
then.
2015, 2016. It's called the Mad Lads, Sad Lads.
The Mad Rad Bad Lad Sad Mad Shaggers podcast.
Yeah, the Mad Rad, Sad Lads.
And it wasn't a podcast, it was just me and him talking to each other without even trying to record it.
Yeah, and I wasn't having a
It
lot
was
of
just
sex at the time.
conversations.
It was just,
Neither was
just
I.
talking to each other.
It was
You
ironic.
called it.
It was
You gave it a
ironic.
name
We were sad.
We were both extremely sad.
at the time. Yeah, man.
We weren't any of the other things.
We had men's mental health at the time as well.
We were probably bad.
We were bad at
Fuck
stand
me.
up.
I think we just roll on the main cam for the next 5 minutes.
just cut you out of it. I mean, it's not going to...
Well, that one's cut as well. Look.
Fucking hell.
Was it too hot?
hotter here than...
I mean, we recorded it.
all three, is it?
Check if that's
check this one?
does it just say? Does it say stop recording? When the mouse is right. Don't press that.
Because it stopped the recording.
Got like
Yeah.
5 minutes till Susie gets here.
Because we need to record with
Well,
Suze.
as she said, she's got caught in football traffic, so she might be 5-10 minutes late, which is good.
What the
Um,
fuck? Football traffic?
Hmm?
Football traffic?
Yeah,
A football game on today?
I think she's lying.
like, you're going to football
I'm
games.
going to see Dunfermline play Partick Thistle.
Might be
I don't
that traffic.
imagine it's the rush for that. 3 hours before kickoff.
Also, I want to say last week's episode, I said that I went to school with Xander Clark, who plays for St Johnstone. I've been since told he now plays for Hearts. So,
Congrats, Sander. Well done.
Citation needed, citation done.
next week, I'll do a wee disclaimer about being wrong about Chernobyl or whatever.
Yeah, there's always shit I want to correct, but I've just been told they were deformed.
Listen, the deformed babies that were thrown from windows, let's just get, that's just, you know.
Was that
Turns
the
out they
week?
were able-bodied and just on ground floor, not chucked out of windows.
Maybe maybe I've cut it out my head.
I've never watched the programme. I don't know what they look like, okay?
I don't know what they look like.
No.
I liked it when you said you were worried that they were going to be aliens. That's my favourite.
Yeah. That was strange. You meant mutants.
Yeah, mutants like
Yeah.
the X-Men.
They're not like that. They just die.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's
That
really
is
sad.
sad. Death is sad.
I'm sorry,
What's the
guys.
philosophical question of the week?
Yeah, I feel
We
like
haven't
should
looked
move
one
on.
up, but there was one that I think came up earlier, which reminded me of one that we'd looked up in the past.
I'm sorry, guys. Fuck's sake. Right, keep going, keep going. Doesn't matter.
The cameras are turning.
For the listeners, I don't know how much of this you're going to see, but Mark ain't here.
I can't take it anymore.
I don't want to be around anymore. Cameras
Trying-
keep switching
Before I
off
cancel myself with this Chernobyl
because they're
trip.
overheating despite it being fucking freezing.
Freezing? How does that
It's
look?
like -2 outside.
That's like an alligator who's
Fire.
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 Except in that river where it's okay.
You know, it's the opposite. It's like cold but overheating. That should be a Pokemon.
Here's the
An
philosophical
ice
question,
cream
Steve.
that melts.
It's just water.
Steel beams. And if it sucks, we can cut it and just end.
Okay.
There is a milk Pokemon. Go ahead.
Milk tank.
No,
Uh,
it's a cow.
Milk tank.
how do you know that a piece of art is art?
Look at it.
Thank you for listening.
You look it up.
Because that was one that we looked at, and I mentioned it in the car, and you're like, "What do you mean? Like you couldn't get your head around it?" I was like, "Well, let's not talk about this because this would be good on the podcast."
Oh, how do you know art is art?
Yeah,
Well, we're,
because it's Andy Warhol is like a good example of that. And
An-
earlier on, you were like,
Anthony
"It's
Warhol
advertising, not art."
you know.
He's definitely not art because he's a chef. So
Aye,
that
but is
example,
that not
but you
the
could
art?
even argue that there is an art
Food
to
can
that.
be art.
I think the most.
But you don't think Andy Warhol can be?
I think the thing is you need to go,
Well.
is it an art or is it a craft? So I would say that cooking was a craft. I would say that stand-up comedy was a craft. It's not art.
You don't think this is art?
This is a podcast.
Do you think podcasting?
I think this definitely isn't art
You
or a
think
craft.
This isn't a craft either. This is three goons talking
This
shit.
is tissel tassel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
hate
think
this.
podcasts are capable of being art. Like if you done a podcast that was, you know.
If you're like Malcolm Gladwell and you're being a knob about it.
Uh-huh.
Well, I've made songs for podcasts. Does
That
that,
was
count
art.
as art?
That was art.
When I done a rap about Mighty Ducks.
Uh-huh.
Art.
You need to put them out as a CD or something. Do they make CDs anymore?
No.
Get the fucking dictaphone out, brother.
Fire up the dick.
That's something Steve will go to the doctor about.
You know what is art? I would say art was an attempt to express yourself creatively.
For art's sake.
Yeah, but then you see something like
But can you not express
Some art
yourself
can be very cynical, though.
creatively
Like
through
what?
food?
most
L-
stand-up.
like, let's say you're a very manufactured pop star and you've got a song written for you by execs or whatever,
Mhm.
and there's no self-expression in it, and it's
The vo-
for commercial purposes.
The way the
It's still art, though, isn't
the
it?
voice is art, you know. That's a big thing you get in country music, and is the fact that most of them don't write their own stuff, but the art is the way they sing it and the way they interpret it, the way they put their own spin on it.
Mhm.
You know, my belly's rubbing. Can the microphone pick up the
That's
belly?
the Sigs and
It's like
coffee diet.
It's like, please put something that isn't smoke or water in me. I'm just eating facts before I do a podcast. My sausage buns. What do you think? What do you think about art, Stevie?
I agree with those points that he's made, both made.
Thanks, man.
As no worries.
Cheers, bro.
Is that Campbell soup thing art? I think that I know what you're trying to get at, commercialism and stuff, but is our advertising art? I don't think so. I
It's
don't
No
know.
one's saying it's advertising.
No one said that.
You're the one that
He's
keeps saying that.
painting an
He's-
advert.
Yeah, but that how does that make it art? Because
He's commenting on the fact that that's not art, and when you comment on that, you make your own art.
he's satire.
It's a satirist, yeah.
He's a satirist. Is satire art?
Yeah,
Sometimes.
always.
I don't know, man. I think
It was so much more straightforward when you were talking about Chernobyl, when you knew everything. You knew all the facts and we were on safe ground.
He's so informed.
listen. I done marketing it, you know.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't proud of it. I created stuff though.
What did you do that you weren't proud of?
Well,
What were you
know,
selling? Arms.
I listened to Bill Hicks and he was like, "You guys are fucking."
He was
evil."
He was a
wank.
fanny and all, to be
I
fair.
know.
wank.
I was just a wee
Boring
guy
old fanny.
who done it because my pal done it. You know,
Uh-huh.
I didn't think I was.
Was that
evil.
why you did it? Because your pal went to?
Aye. That's why I done marketing it. You know, my pal went to do it, and I was like, I don't know what to do,
That's
so I'll
so
do that.
you.
That's
Yeah.
something you
Whereas
would
I
do.
didn't know what to do and I just took English because that's what I got the best grades out of school.
That's so you.
Which is so me as well.
fuck's sake. What did you do?
A couple of
CMB?
fucking losers.
No, you dropped
I
out.
studied. I still went to
Which
drop
is
out.
so you.
Yeah. I
Went and
studied-
lived depressed in Edinburgh for a year and fucked off.
That's it, man. I wanted to be a music critic, so I studied journalism. Turns out they train you to report on news stories, and I wasn't interested in it.
No,
No.
So
that's not what you got.
wasn't
I
into
just
that
journalism
wanted
for.
to listen to Slipknot, smoke a big joint, and which I'm not into anymore. And then go. That was quite good. 4 stars. Like I thought that could be my life, and I'm trying to make it my life now with my podcast.
You could have done the Almost Famous thing and just went on tour with a wee band.
Yeah, I hung out with bands and stuff, but it was always weird. They were
Mm.
sad people. Sad people. They always get you
Must
back
be
to
nice to
flat.
hang out with comedians then.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, no, I wish I'd kept going and the journalism thing. I think I could be a wee.
I think you can
Surely
be
you wouldn't take
creative
that
in
over your
these-
current life,
I don't really enjoy
your life.
my life. Nah, this is alright. I like being a stand-up, but I've done this, so it's kind of like, oh, I'm doing it already. I'd like to try something else.
I think in that sense, you know, journalism or when I done marketing, you can be creative in that. I don't think.
Well, I
it's-
kept making stuff
art.
up in the journalism module, and they were like,
Doesn't sound like you're
this
supposed to be
isn't.
doing that.
Yeah, you need to interview people. You can't just make people up. I was like, no, it's a story about people in like Parkhead getting annoyed about fireworks. And they went, did that happen? I was like, no.
It's what went on to be called fake news. I don't know
Yeah,
if you.
I invented fake news.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And they shunned me for it.
And rightly so.
But well, I just wanted to write comedy stuff, and it turned out I was doing the wrong degree.
There's no degree for comedy.
Nah, you need nah.
University of Life, Steve.
Yeah, got to cut your teeth.
Or
hot
do one of
dogs.
those comedy courses.
Or do a comedy course.
Or do a comedy.
You're a comedy
Should be a
course guy? You're not a
teacher.
comedy course guy?
No.
You're not a comedy course guy?
No way.
Not me either. Nothing against it.
Nah.
We
Natural.
pulled ourselves up from our own bootstraps.
Yeah.
I just watched John Mulaney 100 times.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to see John Mulaney? We can't
Yeah.
talk about it.
No, it was
Do you know who
fucking
done a
great.
comedy course? Jennings.
Mark Jennings.
He's no longer with us.
He's in the other
Would you
place.
say that's so him?
He's in a better place.
No, I wouldn't say necessarily.
It would have been nice if it was, though,
He's
wouldn't it?
very methodical, though. I think he likes to know things,
rules.
the rules,
He's a-
and
yeah, he's a
regulations.
scholar.
He's a scholar. We're artists,
We're chillers, he's a scholar.
but and there's nothing wrong with that. You need
Nothing wrong with
scholars.
that.
You need people who
If
know
it wasn't for
what
that
they're doing.
scholar, this podcast would not exist.
Exactly, because it's hardly existed. I don't
It's
know how
fucking
he.
falling apart at the
I don't know how he's done it, but like the cameras have turned off like 9 times since we've been here.
We've not done anything different.
keep saying
it's
it's
like they
overheating.
know he's not here, though.
They keep
Yeah.
saying it's overheating, but I keep seeing my own breath.
It's too cold.
Coffee and fags. Sorry for putting that horrible smoke out. Feel like a coughing.
That green mist,
Yeah.
coughing,
Coffee.
wheezing.
I could sit here and talk shit with you all day, Chris, but we got places
can't.
to
We
be.
got other stuff
Places
to
to be. We've got a guest waiting outside.
Yeah. Imagine she just chapped on the door and came in.
Just start
Get her in,
again.
just key straight through.
Keep going.
Do you have
Thank
anything
you
you'd like to plug, Chris?
so much.
do. Well, I haven't got the dates in pen yet.
Should plug your arse, you know. All that.
That's how you got into this mess in the first place. You're not listening.
Don't interrupt somebody doing the plug. They go, here you have a butt plug. Who hangs up your ass? Sorry.
Mark Maron's not doing that. Is he?
No. Neither's anybody with a brain yet. Clown.
Do you think podcasts could be art? Do you ever fucking plug your arse? You cunt?
You ever put hands up your ass? Feel good?
Wasn't that
Anyway.
during Josie Long?
Yeah.
It was wordplay.
Barely. Yeah, well, I guess it was. I don't have the dates in stone.
It was
I'm
clever.
recording my first special
It's exciting.
Are you?
in May
Whereabouts?
in Edinburgh at Monkey
Monkey
Barrel.
Barrel.
Nice one.
With a production company that I'm excited about. So do that.
That's class.
My 2 work in progresses at Glasgow Comedy Festival sold out. However, you can see me support Frankie Boyle and Susie McCabe at the King's Theatre, which will be fun. And then I'm on tour with Susie and Frank. What's I nearly called him
Frankie.
Frank?
It's called Frankie.
It's not called Frank Boyle.
Frank.
Frank Boyle sounds like a different guy. Man. Me and Frank Boyle are going to.
I think it's good to be not too sycophantic around someone that you admire and respect, but I don't think you should be pretending you don't know the name.
I know Frankie's name.
Frank Boyle, fuck.
Oh, you're Frank Boyle.
Frank Boyle, aye. Okay.
Chris is supporting Frank Carson on tour.
Frank Sinatra.
And, yeah. So I'm busy the next couple of months. Then come and see me at the Fringe when that happens. But hopefully, yeah.
Good luck,
For a
man.
failed journalist, you're a very successful stand-up.
And a successful friend, more importantly.
What's
Thank
that
you.
mean?
Jennings also a failed journalist, to be fair.
Successful friend.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, you've been listening to Some Laugh. I think this week we've had some laughs.
You're
We
not going to
had-
plug your Leicester dates, Steve?
Hey, when are you playing Leicester Comedy Festival,
I'm
Steve?
doing Leicester Comedy Fest,
Steve's doing a 12,000-seater in Leicester.
What venue?
Phoenix Cinema.
The Phoenix Cinema. Very nice.
We should do a fucking What's the Script? Cancel your show, we'll do What's the Script in the
Well,
cinema.
that's a good idea.
I've done the Cookie in Leicester.
Never been to Leicester. I don't know any places in it.
I've done the Y Theatre.
That's who is
Very nice. It was a BBC New Comedy Award.
Oh,
You wouldn't know about that, Steve.
I wouldn't
know
know.
You wouldn't know
that.
about the Leicester Heat that I failed to qualify for.
Yeah, I done my own ones. Manchester.
Comedy's door.
Comedy's Door. Ever heard of it?
Ever heard
Yeah,
of a
I
venue
failed
that
the
doesn't
fucking one there as
exist
well.
anymore?
You guys
Ever
would
heard
know.
of their roof issues?
You've got a Glasgow
Yeah.
show, don't you?
Yeah, it's nearly sold out. The Peach, Wednesday 22nd, so get them while they're hot.
One of the best hours of stand-up I've ever seen in my
great.
wee life.
Thanks, man. That means a lot.
Yes, I enjoyed it as well.
I helped fix the end. There was issues with the end.
Yeah,
I helped to fix
did.
that. I should,
As
I
did
should
Liam,
get
your
credit.
compadre, on your
Let's not talk
great
about him.
podcast, Enjoy an Album.
Please watch and join the album every week. We're starting Patreon soon, please.
Yeah, I'm doing a show at Monkey Barrel as well, work in progress, on the Friday the 14th of April. So if you're in Edinburgh, check that out.
I know we're wrapping up, but Steve, why are you not doing any shows in Scotland?
What's happened?
Try to break England.
But you've already broke Scotland, so why don't you make money out of doing shows here?
Try to break into the English market.
They don't want you, brother. Stay here.
They hate me. I've sold 12 tickets.
For Leicester?
Yeah.
That's good.
60 seater. That's fine.
Do you know what I always think if I play gigs in England? I picture the 12 tickets spaced out on the journey from my house to Leicester. How many miles between? Do you know what I mean?
Well, if you line them
Yeah,
up.
there's like 150 miles between each ticket on the way up to my house.
Doesn't
Never
bear
thought
thinking
about
about, man.
It's a sad little
When you're
thought.
doing the Vault Festival in London and you've sold 5. and
doing
you're
the Vault?
That's an hour. No, I'm not doing the Vault. You kidding on?
No, I refused.
A laughable fucking suggestion.
Those cunts.
I refused to do the vault, but I'm doing the Pleasance.
What's the
Theatre.
problem with the vault? I've not heard anything.
There isn't really any.
Nah, it's fine.
It's just kind of.
Just swinging like for everyone else.
It's like for wanks who don't want to come. Oh, the accommodation in Edinburgh is too expensive. I'm not going to come up. Nobody gives a fuck. We're glad you're not coming up. You ruin it. We need less people doing the French, so your tearful Twitter friend going, "Oh, but the accommodation. Good, you fucking rich wank.
Also, it's like the same price as a normal London flat, and all.
Yeah. Oh, do you know? I think it cost me a lot of money for a fucking 3 nights in a hotel in London. Some dank fucking shit hotel. 360 quid to do a gig that only pays me 50 quid a pop. You kidding on? You don't think, ow? Anyway, sorry.
Here, you're preaching to the
Yeah,
choir.
don't think I spunk my wages hanging out
fucking-
near you where your mom dad lives, you creep. You
that-
fucking wanks.
that
I
the
hate England.
And that's the end of your plugs, is it?
So come and see me when I'm in England.
Frankie touring all over England, I'd
Yeah,
imagine.
yeah, hi Wycombe, Warrington.
Nice
I
one.
like this new CMB, just alienating all football fans and all English people.
Why do they moan so much about Edinburgh? Do you not think it's shite here the rest of the year? No, yes, but we put up with it.
Yeah, it's too expensive the whole fucking time. That's the problem.
Idiots.
But hey,
Stupid.
Oh, for 1 month, your rent's as bad as my rent for the rest of the year. Ah, you're used to it. Shut up. English freaks.
Ryan, use your discretion.
I
on
do
this.
love England. I've got a lot of English friends, actually, but the way they moan.
I get it.
I come in peace to the English.
Here, CMB, I get it. I'm just trying to wrap up this puppy.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry.
Thank
Cameras
you
are
for
turning
joining
off left,
us,
right, and
Chris,
centre
with your unique energy.
here. I loved it. I think
I
it's
thought
been
it
a
was,
great
yeah, I've
episode.
really enjoyed it.
If you think it's been a great episode, you can sign up to us on patreon.com/. What's the script?
What is the script?
That is the script. That is our new podcast.
/ some laugh.
Sign up to that as well if you want. You'll get no content though.
Now we've
We got
cancelled
rid of
it.
that, have we?
Got rid of it. So if you try and do that, you meet
I was a
Fool's errands.
patron for What's the Script. Didn't
Thanks,
know how
man.
it worked.
Never listened to any of it.
difficult.
Couldn't access the content.
Let me do the wee bit.
The
at
only
end.
person that ever had a problem with it.
Me?
This gonk.
Oh, this
No,
guy. You should have received a refund though.
I would like one.
We could just give you £3
Just
cash if you want.
give me a
150
lift to the
each.
train station or something.
I'll do that. Guys, thanks so much for listening. If you've enjoyed it, you can sign up to patreon.com / what's this. Fuck's sake, what's going on here?
Leave these in, Ryan.
Jeez, oh. If you like this,
Do you
you
want me to
can.
do it?
I actually don't know what it's called. It will either be Some Laugh or Some Laugh Pod.
Guys, if you like this, I've been the guest host, Chris MacArthur-Boyd. If you want to sign up to the Patreon, you'll get 2 exclusive episodes a month.
Yep.
It's www.com.
That's it. We managed to secure www.com. That cost us a fortune getting that domain.
Dad, man, that's where all the money is going to. Getting www.com.
You fell asleep on the keyboard when you were down when the name it should be.
You can sign up on www.patreon.com / some laugh. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at some laugh pod.
It's not like Borat. If you spend a tenner, you get one of these mugs.
You get one of the mugs.
Good mugs.
If you spend more than a tenner,
Great.
suck you off or something. I don't know. Don't know what the perks are.
Free prostate exam with every
With lube.
£10.
With lube.
Unlike that dirty NHS.
You can also watch us on youtube.com / some laugh. And you can also Give us an email.
Have you ever been on the internet?
You can also give
Guy
us
who's never heard of the internet. This is a new
I
character
believe
for
you
you.
can send me an email, an electronic mail.
You can send us
send
written
us
mail.
an email. You go on to www.gmail.com or whatever you use. Then go on to your email. Send us an email, which our email address is somelaughpod@gmail.com.
I'm not logged into any of this shit. I don't see it.
I don't know.
Don't speak to us on there, but you can get Mark in Australia. Annoy him.
Yeah, listen, Jennings usually does this. I don't care.
I wish I was in Australia so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
If you're listening in Australia, go and see Jennings
Yeah.
as well.
Bloody good stand-up.
All the big
Bloody-
Perthers out there.
Yeah, Perth.
You can also see
WA.
Roscoe McClelland and Ray Bradshaw, friends of the show. Big thumbs down from Chris.
And oh god,
Thank you.
I think Susan's outside. Fuck.
Yeah,
Alright,
fuck's
okay.
sake.
Thanks for having me.
What else is there? This is the worst
Listen,
one ever.
thanks so much for listening, guys. You've been great as
Probably,
always.
yeah.
And as always, see you next time.
Thanks, guys.